has got his face painted in the colours of the national flag, black and gold and red. And the two teams now lining up at the halfway line and kick off just a few moments away. Matt Holland, it's Belgium against Italy in the quarterfinals of the European Championships, and it's a tough one to call, isn't it?
It's a very difficult one to call. Two excellent sides, both won all 4 games at the Euros so far, only conceding 1 goal each as well. But there's plenty of attacking talent on display today. I think it's a really tough one to decide. I think it might be one in midfield, and the way the teams are set up, Italy might well have the advantage in there with the extra man. At times, I would expect Kevin De Bruyne to try and drop deep. I think to try and get around Jorginho. I think he's been excellent this tournament, Jorginho. I think he dictates play, him and Verratti, and allow Barella to get forward. That could be the crucial deciding factor in this game.
The two sides, Belgium, Courtois in goal, Alderweireld, Vermaelen and Vertonghen in the back 3, Meunier, Tielemans, Witsel and Torgan Hazard in midfield, De Bruyne fit to start alongside Jeremy Doku, a 19-year-old Rennes forward, and Romelu Lukaku up front. Eden Hazard not in the squad. Italy, Donnarumma in goal, Di Lorenzo, Bonucci, Chiellini back from injury, and Spinazzola, a familiar back 4, Jorginho, Verratti and Barella in midfield. Chiesa, who scored in the last 16 win over Austria at Wembley, recalled tonight. He starts up front alongside Insigne and Immobile. Well, both teams, as we've been mentioning, have won every one of their games at Euro 2020 so far, but something must give tonight. Belgium and Italy meet in Munich for a place in the last 4. Spain lying in wait next Tuesday at Wembley. It is a titanic clash. It is live on Talk Sport. And already the gusto from the stands, the noise that you can hear. There are only 15,000 or so here at the football arena Munich, as it's known for the duration of Euro 2020, but they're making plenty of noise, and it will be Belgium in just a few moments to get us underway beneath the floodlights, playing from left to right, all in red with gold trim, and Italy all in white tonight, their change strip. We wait for the whistle of the match referee from Slovenia, Slavko Vincic, and this is a game that has long been billed as potentially the most exciting of the tournament so far. Now time to deliver, and both sets of players take the knee ahead of kick-off to applause from everybody here in the crowd, and indeed Tielemans and Lukaku applaud in unison. The game begins. Belgium against Italy, a place in the semi-finals at stake. It doesn't get much bigger than this. And an early touch for Torgan Hazard on the far side. Rolls it back to the goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois, all in bright yellow. Thomas Meunier in the right wing-back position, hoists it high over the halfway line. Giorgio Chiellini gets the header in, the 36-year-old Italy skipper, a veteran of so many major tournaments, his 110th Italy cap tonight. That battle, Matt Holland, former Republic of Ireland midfielder alongside me in the commentary box, that battle Chiellini against Lukaku is going to be absolutely key tonight.
Yeah, I think Mancini were delighted to get Chiellini back fit alongside Bonucci. Such a good partnership. It's a team, actually, the Italian side, that's built on partnerships. Those two know each other very well, and they have a big job on their hands to try and stop Lukaku.
De Bruyne forward to Lukaku, inside the penalty area, spins and turns, and Donnarumma comes out and spreads himself at the feet of the big striker and does well, the Italy goalkeeper.
Absolutely superb. I was really impressed with him against Austria, and everyone knows how good a goalkeeper he is. But coming off his line, his decision making, when to come off his line, I thought it was outstanding. And again, he was quick to react. Lukaku actually had beaten Chiellini, and just talking about that battle between those two, used his body, spun down the channel, but Donnarumma very quick off his line to clear the danger.
Forward by Jorginho, high down the right hand side. Federico Chiesa is after it. He brings it down inside the penalty area, right by the dead ball line. Onto that left foot, he goes for goal. Little touch off for Tongan, but the referee had spotted a foul, and it's a free kick to Belgium inside their own 18-yard box, and it's 0-0 live on Talk Sport.
Yeah, not quite sure how that's a free kick, but I think that's an area where Italy will try and exploit Belgium, because Belgium like to push their wing-backs on, Hazard and Meunier. There is space down the channels, and looking at that Belgian back line, yes, they're both excellent with the ball at feet, Alderweireld and Vertonghen, but pace-wise, they might have problems.
It's a corner to Belgium, out on the far side of the field. Big cheers from the supporters who are really spread out over the multiple tiers of this bowl-shaped arena, many of them wearing their red and gold and black scarves and tops as well. Belgium attacking the end that houses their very enthusiastic band of supporters, and Italy a rather nervy start defensively. Donnarumma slicing the ball out of play as he tried to prevent the ball from going out for a corner. He couldn't do so, and De Bruyne will take it on the far side. In the third minute, into the near post, headed away by Bonucci for Italy, and the ball will loop out of play, and it's a Belgium throw on the far side there left.
Both sides coming into this had selection issues, but I think for Roberto Martinez to have Kevin De Bruyne fit is just massive.
Huge.
He's such a good player. You know, we talked about Lukaku and the service that he likes, his ability to pick and pass Kevin De Bruyne, the timing, the precision. It's something that Lukaku thrives from.
It's the voice of Matt Holland, who's played and scored at a World Cup in the past, also played in the Premier League. And Vertonghen in possession, left of the three of the centre-halves for Belgium, midway inside his own half with a score at 0-0 on TalkSport.
Also missed a penalty against Spain, and we've just watched that penalty shootout between Spain and Switzerland. Of course, the winners of this one are looking forward to a semi-final shootout against Spain.
And that will take place at Wembley Stadium, both semi-finals and the final, live from inside Wembley on TalkSport. Tomorrow live from Rome, England against Ukraine at the Stadio Olimpico, live on TalkSport. It's an 8 o'clock kickoff. Belgium in possession with Alderweireld now. He's 10 yards shy of the halfway line. Clips the ball high up towards Lukaku, takes it down his chest and then hits it on his right foot, and it sails over the top. I think there might have been an offside flag in the build-up. Certainly Italy have had a free kick, and the offside flag did go up on this near side touchline, but Lukaku already, Matt Holland, looks like he might have the beating of Chiellini and Bonucci tonight.
Well, he might actually have been onside as well. And I think Di Lorenzo was playing him on, but you see he's looking to spin him behind at every opportunity. We talked about the lack of pace maybe in that Belgian back three, maybe the same at the centre of the Italian defence as well. Bonucci and Chiellini coming towards the end of their careers, 34 and 36 respectively. And Alderweireld is superb with the ball at feet, and he's got that great big diagonal, and Lukaku has looked to spin him behind those two a couple of times already.
3 goals at Euro 2020 so far for Romelu Lukaku. He is Belgium's all-time record goal scorer, 23 goals in his last 22 appearances for his country. Now the diminutive Verratti tattoos down his arms, plays it left to the near side of the even smaller Insigne. Deep cross to the far post, Chiesa gets underneath it, tried to pull it back, but Courtois is there to gather at the near post.
Notable was there when Italy had the ball that Kevin De Bruyne did drop in on Jorginho. I think that's vital, because you can't allow him to have time and space to dictate play. I think he and Verratti will look to try and do that and allow Barella to get forward. And Jorginho has been superb in this tournament. But without the ball, Belgium, they have to try and get around Jorginho and stop that supply.
Some have said of the Chelsea midfielder, he's been the integral cog in the Italy wheel. Lorenzo Insigne was speaking about Jorginho this week. She said he should be a contender for the Ballon d'Or. Jorginho shrugged aside that sort of talk, but he is a European club champion with Chelsea. Now Doku, 19 years of age, herring down the left-hand side, early ball into the near post for Belgium. Lukaku couldn't get on the end of it, gathered by Donnarumma. 6 gone, Italy 0, Belgium 0.
Yeah, of course, Jorginho and De Bruyne played against each other recently in the Champions League final as well.
I think you call it renewing acquaintances, shall we say. Plenty of live football coming up across the TalkSport network, not just in Euro 2020, but across the start of the Premier League season as well. Once it resumes next month, it's come round quickly, hasn't it?
Frightening.
Forward long by Courtois for Belgium. Chiellini with a cushion back header to his goalkeeper.
Yeah, it does look as though De Bruyne is going to play in that number 10 position. Lukaku slightly to the right, Doku to the left, and De Bruyne is a number 10 to try and make that extra man in midfield.
Remember, Spain already through to the semi-finals. The winner will play Spain next Tuesday at Wembley. The Spanish 3-1 victors on penalties against Switzerland in St. Petersburg after a 1-1 draw. You heard that on TalkSport. Coming up later tonight, once we're done in Munich, the Euro Sports Bar with Adam Catchell and the former Spurs midfielder Jamie O'Hara. 08717 223344. As always, the number to call. It's been a frenetic pace to the game so far, Matt. Finally appears to be settling down a little. Yeah,
it has been a frenetic pace. We weren't really sure what it was going to be like in the early stages, but two teams looking to play on the front foot.
As the ball is picked up by Verratti, 30 yards from goal, shrugged aside by a combination of Tielemans and Meunier in those red shirts. Meunier with a high ball, crossfield, right to left, out towards Doku. Good header away by Di Lorenzo in the right back position for Italy. Just seen a shot of Roberto Martinez standing about 20 feet to the left of Roberto Mancini in front of the dugouts at the base of this main stand. Roberto Martinez, who was the manager of Wigan Athletic in 2013 when they shocked Mancini's Manchester City to win the FA Cup at Wembley. Of course, it wouldn't be so much of a shock tonight. These two teams are so well matched, aren't they?
Well, there's a reunion of rivalries as well. And actually, I was reading about that as well. I know he beat him in the FA Cup final, but he'd lost the previous 7 against Mancini without scoring a goal. So he hasn't got a great record against him.
As the ball is knocked out of play by Insigne, Italy's tricky number 10, fleet-footed and full of creativity. Goal kick to Belgium away to the left-hand side. Tremendous noise from the stands here in Munich. The stands are very steep and relatively close to the field of play. Of course, a lot of empty grey and red seats, but the fans that are here, well over 10,000, certainly making themselves heard. It's Italy all in white, in possession with Jorginho, 10 yards into opposition territory. The quarter-finals of the European Championships. Belgium 0, Italy 0. We're in the 9th minute and you're listening to Talk Sport. Insigne nudges the ball infield to Verratti, back out towards the left-hand side. Spinazzola, who's been outstanding throughout the tournament, loves to get forward, pops it back to Verratti at walking pace. A red wall of Belgium shirts in front of Italy here. They're struggling to play their way through, and Jorginho has to knock it back to the lip of the centre circle, and Bonucci Matt Holt.
Yeah, they're trying to overload actually in the wide areas, particularly down his left-hand side. Spinazzola and Insigne have got a really good relationship. Insigne just likes to narrow off at times, but just leaves that space for Spinazzola to run into.
As the ball is cleared by Vertonghen, slices it out to play with his left foot, and it's a throw to Italy in front of their supporters on the far side, midway into opposition territory. They take it quickly. Now Barella. Back to Jorginho. Italy, who haven't lost since the autumn of 2018. A national record, 31 matches unbeaten coming into tonight. Italy have won their last 12, and they've only conceded once in that time. That was to Austria in the last 16, a match that Italy won by 2-1 after extra time. Bonucci from the centre circle thunders the ball into the feet of Chiesa. Now Jorginho knocks it forward to Immobile under pressure from Doku, slices the ball straight out to play, and it's a throw to Belgium in their left wing back position.
First time we've seen Jorginho with a bit of space in midfield. It'll be a bit harder for Immobile tonight up against those 3 experienced centre halves of Belgium. Against Austria, he found quite a bit of space and made some intelligent runs, but that'll be more difficult with the experience of those 3 who won't necessarily get as tight to him and won't leave the space in behind as much.
Well, the players have come out all guns blazing, both sides. The energy on show is something to behold. Whether they can keep it up for 90 minutes is another question, but nobody's had any time on the ball whatsoever in this opening 10 minutes. It is still goalless on Talk Sport, but it's been fast and ferocious as we might have expected, Matt.
Yeah, and they both had tough last 16 games as well, so you doubt they'll be able to continue at this pace for 90 minutes plus.
Good ball by Tielemans though, out to the right hand side of Thomas Meunier, who wins the corner off Spinazzola on this near side of the field.
Well, there's the wood for Belgium. It has to come from the wing backs. They've both done it well actually throughout this tournament. Meunier and Torgan Hazard on the other side. Torgan Hazard's been excellent, scored a couple of goals already these Euros. In fact, he's outshone his brother, who isn't fit tonight, of course.
More than outshone his brother so far. Thomas Meunier hasn't played badly either. A single goal to his name so far. Kevin De Bruyne, wearing that number 7 shirt, will take the corner. Right-footed out swinging. Thumped away at the near post by Jorginho for Italy. Insigne can't bring it down. Meunier gets his head to it. Flicked by Witsel with the curly hair. Hooked away by Spinazzola this time. And then a foul by Barella. And it's a free kick to Italy, midway inside their own half of the field. We've had 11 and a half minutes. Neither goalkeeper has had a serious save to make. It's still goalless.
What a boost it is as well for the Belgian manager to get Axel Witsel fit as well. Such a doubt coming into the tournament. It's a tribute really to the way he's worked to get himself fit to be ready for these Euros.
Oh, he tore his Achilles tendon in January, didn't he? And normally, Matt, I hear that requires at least 8 months of rehab, but to get back within 6 really was something. And he's another vital cog in that Belgian wheel, if you like. as Jorginho goes down on the far side, fouled by Torgan Hazard. Free kick to Italy, midway inside opposition territory.
Yeah, he is. Dendoncker has really failed to impress, I think, at this level. And Witsel makes a big difference alongside Tielemans in the middle of the pitch.
Well, this is what it's all about. Last 8 of the Euros, Italy, who got the tournament off and running with that victory over Turkey in Rome. Andrea Bocelli singing on the night. It feels like it's written in the stars for Italy. Can they edge themselves in front here in Munich? Spain waiting for them potentially in the last 4. Insigne crosses right-footed. Chiellini went in. Di Lorenzo got the touch, and it's in at the far post. Bonucci, Leonardo Bonucci was there. Joy for Italy once again. Bonucci wheels away, and Italy are a step closer to the last 4 of Euro 2020. They draw first blood in Munich. Their supporters go wild. It's Belgium 0, Italy 1.
The real frustration in that Belgian defence. They're looking around as to who should have cleared the ball. It's a whipped in ball, but it's a low one. Comes right across the 6-yard box. They'll obviously check it for offside, but Bonucci looks on. But is he on after the touch from Di Lorenzo? That's the question. And was there a touch from Di Lorenzo? It looks like it does. Come off his knee onto Bonucci. This may well be ruled out.
Well, it certainly looked like it from our angle. The goal has been checked by VAR and it has been ruled out for offside. So it's still 0-0 on TalkSport, and Bonucci's joy is short-lived.
It was the right decision. You saw that when the ball was played, he was well onside. But Di Lorenzo got away from his man, got a little touch off his knee because he went for goal first. Didn't get it goal bound, but got a little touch that took it into the path of Bonucci. He finished it off, but it was a yard offside.
What a moment it would have been for Bonucci, his experienced heartache at this stage of the tournament in 2016. He missed a penalty in the shootout defeat to Germany, and that goal chalked off. It's still 0-0 as we tick towards the quarter-hour mark. Still the pace absolutely relentless. Here come Belgium now. Maybe stung into action by that, because Italy had started to draw themselves into the game, and Roberto Martinez, despite Belgium's excellent scoring record, will be well aware, Matt Holland, of how difficult Italy are to break down defensively.
Yeah, and actually they played on the back foot for large periods against Portugal and had a lot of defending to do. And today, both teams are looking to play on the front foot, play attacking football.
So the Bonucci goal ruled out. Belgium 0, Italy 0, and Belgium in possession with Vertonghen just inside opposition territory. No great movement from any of his teammates in red. Doku in possession, pops it back to Witsel, tall and leggy in midfield with the white boots on. Now Thomas Vermaelen, formerly of Arsenal and Barcelona, who plays his football in Japan these days. Tielemans from 30 yards, it takes a deflection and it loops behind, and it's a Belgian corner. Yuri Tielemans, as we know, always a threat from range. That famous winner in the FA Cup final this season for Leicester City, that took a touch off Bonucci, and it's another Belgian corner.
Yeah, he found himself in a lot of space actually in the middle of the pitch, fed nicely by Jan Vertonghen. Those two wider centre-backs are so cool and calm on the ball and possess a brilliant pass. Tielemans got turned and had space to run into, decided to take the opportunity.
Corner's taken short. Doku darts into the penalty area. It's a terrific run, pulls it back towards Alderweireld. He couldn't get the touch, the Spurs defender. Play goes on there with Vermaelen. Vermaelen right-hand edge of the box, knocks it further wide to Torgan Hazard. Hazard whips in a left-footed delivery. Brilliant diving header away. Drop to De Bruyne, edge of the area. Shot turned away by Chiellini this time. Those Belgian fans going wild behind the goal. Kevin De Bruyne sized up an effort. Chiellini turned it away.
That was travelling as well from Kevin De Bruyne. 25 yards out, smile on his face. Chiellini, when he headed that away, he was high-fiving his teammate next to him. They just love defending.
But this is terrific stuff. Both sides hell for leather in the opening 16 and a half minutes.
We're talking about two top sides, full of quality.
And then some.
This would be a worthy final, wouldn't it? Belgium against Italy.
Belgium, the number one side in the world, but they've never won a major tournament. Italy looking to end over 50 years of hurt in the European Championships. Well, we heard that before.
It feels like it might well be now or never for this Belgian team. The age they're at, the experience that they've got. They've been very consistent over a number of years now. I think it's at least the quarterfinals they've reached in the last 4 tournaments. So they've been consistent, but it's about getting over the finishing line, and that's the next job. But with this group of players and the age they are, this might be their last chance.
Average age of the side that beat Portugal was just over 30. Di Lorenzo for Italy, threading the ball down the right-hand side. Chiesa crosses, turned away by Vertonghen at the near post. It'll be collected by Torgan Hazard under no great pressure. Witsel can bring the ball away. So many good technical ball players for both sides. In fact, you can't really pick out many weaknesses for either team.
And two good shapes when they lose the ball as well, because they're aware of the opposition's strengths. So when they lose the ball, they get themselves back into a shape and make it difficult to be played through.
That's Matt Holland, the former Ireland midfielder. Alongside me, Joe Shannon in the commentary box. Mark Saggers is your host, live from Rome, where we'll bring you full commentary of England against Ukraine in the quarterfinals of Euro 2020. Kick-off at 8, build-up from 6. And by the way, at half-time tonight, we'll hear from the England boss, Gareth Southgate, ahead of that game on Talk Sport. Here is Spinazzola for Italy, wearing number 4, linked with all the big-name clubs. Spinazzola for his impressive displays at this tournament, the Roma man. Now Verratti, mud on the back of his white shirt, sets up Immobile, who's been anonymous really so far. Matt, is that fair to say?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it's been well marshalled. They haven't really got into that final third too often, Italy. I tell you, if you put Lukaku up top for Italy, that'd be some team. That's an area of the pitch that they're probably the weakest, I think. And they don't have a natural out-and-out goal scorer. You look at Lukaku's record at international level, 63 goals. Immobile has got 15 in what is his 50th cap tonight?
It is. And it's taken him until Euro 2020 to get his first goals at a major tournament. 2 for the tournament so far for Immobile. Now Barella with the green boots on, far side of the field, just inside Belgium territory, a touch over the halfway line. Back it goes to Bonucci, swings the pass cross field from right to left. Roberto Martinez standing with his arms folded in a dark suit, the Belgium head coach. Spinazzola up to the edge of the penalty area, tries a 1-2 with Immobile. Insigne was there as well. Again, a flurry of red shirts around him. Tielemans is hauled to the ground by Verratti, and here comes the referee from Slovenia, Slavko Vincic, to produce the yellow card for Verratti.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. He was away, Tielemans. Took it on his back foot, got away from Verratti. There was a pull on the shirt, which brought Tielemans to the ground, so Verratti can have no complaints about that. We saw just a moment ago Spinazzola again bombing forward down that left-hand side. The threat from that left-hand side has been evident throughout this tournament for Italy.
I've seen a lot of Italy across the tournament, Matt. Locatelli in Rome was outstanding. He might find himself or count himself a little bit unlucky to have been left out again tonight. He's been superb, but then Verratti has that top-level experience, doesn't he? Now Verratti's been fouled by Tielemans. He's clutching his left leg, the Italian. Tielemans protesting his innocence, arms outstretched as if to say, what did I do? And certainly Italy have got the free kick. Will Tielemans get the yellow card?
I'm not sure he might get away with this, but it was a scissor challenge, wasn't it, from Tielemans on Verratti?
That's another intriguing battle, isn't it? And you would know as a former midfielder, Matt Holland.
Well, he has picked up a yellow card, so that's a little revenge mission just a couple of minutes after Verratti fouled him for a yellow.
20 minutes gone. Belgium 0, Italy 0. Italy have had a goal disallowed, ruled out correctly after a VAR review. Bonucci thought he'd put the Italian side in front, but he was offside. You're listening to Talk Sport. Verratti, square to a central position in Insigne. Insigne in a shooting position from the edge of the penalty area. Meanders into the box. It's a terrific run back from Insigne, and he was shrugged aside by Alderweireld, who sometimes looks almost double his height. Of course he's not, but he towers over Insigne. There was nothing really in that challenge, and the referee says no penalty.
No, it was a good position he picked up as well, just narrowing off from that wide position into space, and there was a couple of chances really to pull the trigger. Declined it. Eventually went to ground far too easily. The referee was in a good position to see it.
It's been a fascinating game so far. Neither goalkeeper has had a serious save to make as yet. Perhaps given the defensive records of both teams, particularly Italy, that's no great surprise. But there is so much attacking talent on the field, and it's 3 against 3 here for Belgium. De Bruyne darting down the middle. Doku to his left. De Bruyne goes alone, and that's a terrific save by Donnarumma. Kevin De Bruyne going solo lashing in a left-footed effort, and Donnarumma turns it behind.
Well, that's the first real shot in anger, and it's Kevin De Bruyne, and he runs 30 or 40 yards unopposed. They're backing off. They don't want him to try and take them on until he gets to the edge of the box, and then he's confronted. But by that time, he's got his shot away with real power as well. That's finding its way into the corner, but a big right hand from Donnarumma prevents him from opening the scoring.
What's a big right hand? Had to really stretch. Fourth corner for Belgium, they've taken it short. Back up with De Bruyne on the far side, the left, and in swinging cross straight into the gloves of the goalkeeper.
It was an excellent save. He's had a terrific tournament, and so has Courtois at the other end.
Yeah, giving it away there momentarily, no Donnarumma. Belgium on the attack again. Oh, Torgan Hazard with certainly his worst moment of the tournament so far. All alone on the right-hand side. Maybe the ball hit a dip, but that's certainly what he'll say. It ballooned up into the stands.
Yeah, just as we're praising the goalkeepers, Donnarumma throws it out and gives the ball away and puts Belgium on the attack.
What do they call that, commentator's curse?
Yeah, we're just seeing a replay actually of the disallowed goal again. Just a reminder that Italy have had a goal chalked off, and that was Bonucci, and he was a yard offside. A little touch from Di Lorenzo meant he was in an offside position.
It's been a super first 23 minutes. Still, though, we await the goal to separate the two teams in the quarter-finals of the European Championships. Remember, Spain already through to the semi-finals after a victory on penalties over Switzerland in St. Petersburg. Tomorrow we'll have coverage of the Czechs against Denmark on the TalkSport app from 5 o'clock, the first half on TalkSport, and then our focus turns to England against Ukraine live from the Stadio Olimpico in Rome on TalkSport. Barella, 10 yards from the edge of the penalty area for Italy. Belgium have got everybody bar Lukaku back behind the ball. Two backs in red. Italy all in white, playing from right to left. Spinazzola, left wing position, trying to cut away from Meunier. Meunier having none of it. Hacks it clear up towards Lukaku on the halfway line. Tangling with Chiellini. Roberto Martinez furious. Looks to the fourth official. Wants a free kick. Matt Holland, he's not going to get it.
And so is Lukaku as well. He's got his arms outstretched as if to say he's being held. They're very wily, those two centre-backs, and know what they're doing. It's been a really intense start to the game. Intriguing battle as well between two teams deploying different formations.
Yes, Belgium with the 3-4-3, Italy with the 4-3-3. And Immobile with his back to goal, looking to spin and turn again. A cluster of Belgian players surrounding him. No space whatsoever for Immobile. He couldn't even turn on a sixpence. But Italy have got it back. Spinazzola, midway inside opposition territory. On the near side, the left, in the 25th minute of the game. Italy looking for that opening goal. Jorginho, 5 yards to the edge of the penalty area, but there's very little space to work with. It's also congested out there. Insigne plays it square to Jorginho again. Jorginho the metronome, as he's known in the Italian media, in the Italian press. Insigne down the left-hand side. Early ball into Immobile. Lays it off towards Barella. Great interception on the stretch by Vertonghen. And now De Bruyne spins and turns away from two in white. Good ball out to the right-hand side and Lukaku. Lukaku's only got Chiellini between him and the goal. Lukaku goes on and Donnarumma makes a good save to turn away the left-footed effort. And Di Lorenzo knocks it behind for another Belgian corner. The Belgians are getting closer and closer.
Well, it looks so dangerous on the counter-attack. When Italy are attacking and Belgium win the ball back, they've got that quality to counter. It's De Bruyne again on the edge of the box who turns and starts running at the Italian defence. Lukaku then, when he picks up the ball, he's twisting and turning, looking to get his shot away. He does that without the required power that he was looking for, and Donnarumma still had to make a save low to his right.
Kevin De Bruyne right in front of the Belgian fans, whips in the corner, but Tongan got a touch to it. It came off Jorginho. The loose ball falls for Insigne on the edge of the D. Do not take your ears off this. Don't even leave the room to make a cuppa. It's all action. Italy on the attack. Chiesa down the left-hand side. Immobile in the middle. Chiesa into the penalty area. Shot takes a deflection off Alderweireld and loops up kindly for Thibaut Courtois. That could have gone anywhere, Matt Holland. And Italy have got it back again. Barella, 5 yards to the edge of the penalty area. Somehow it's still 0-0. But for how much longer? It's with Chiesa, edge of the box once more, into Verratti, back to Chiesa, onto his left foot, Alderweireld gets the block in.
What a game, what a game. Such pace this game's being played at. I talked about Belgium's threat on the counter, we've just seen it from Italy as well.
It is breathless, it is living up to its billing. The only thing missing His goals. Insigne cutting on right-footed over the top from the edge of the box. He knew what he wanted to do there, Lorenzo Insigne, but he couldn't quite get the ball to bend low enough to find the top corner. It's out of play. It's a goal kick to Belgium. You're listening to Talk Sport.
Well, the two teams have looked really organised without the ball when the opposition have had good possession. It's when it's turned over and they go at them quickly, that's when they've looked dangerous. And both sides on the counter have looked a threat with pace up top. Chiesa's pace, we've just seen that again, cutting inside, and the little deflection did wrong foot Courtois for a moment, but he was able to readjust his body and pick the ball up comfortably. But the two sides on the counter-attack look a real threat.
Well, something's got to give tonight. We've spoken a lot about Italy's unbeaten run, but Belgium have only lost one of their last 27 matches. So these are two sides that are just about as in form as you can possibly get. As you say, Matt, it almost belies the quarter-finals. This could easily be a match to grace the final of a major tournament, but the supporters are certainly loving it. Noise booming down from the stands in Munich. The skies are dark blue and the floodlights on, of course. Italy on the attack on the near side. Verratti rolls it back towards the centre circle, and Leonardo Bonucci. He's got Di Lorenzo just square to his right. Di Lorenzo, who is a regular right back at the moment for Italy, with Alessandro Florenzi having only recently come back to training following a calf problem picked up in the opening game against Turkey. Verratti wearing number 6, forward to Insigne, looking to twist and turn away from 2 in red. He finds Immobile, square to Barella, edge of the D. On further wide is Chiesa. Chiesa onto that trusty left foot, goes for goal. Good block by Vertonghen. Comes back to Chiesa, who looks dangerous every time he has possession. Plays it square to Spinazzola. Chiesa, remember, scored against Austria in the last 16. Spinazzola into the penalty area, angle very tight. Meunier gets a block in. Italy win their first corner of the game.
I've just looked at the clock. It's telling me it's 29 minutes on the clock. That can't be right.
No.
It must be fast. It has gone so quick this opening half an hour. It's frightening.
Italy fans on their feet, waving their blue scarves. Insigne raises one arm up into the air. Chiellini and Bonucci among those forward for Italy. We've already had one goal disallowed from the set piece. Chiellini and Witsel smile. They almost hug in the penalty area. The referee just comes across to separate the two, and he was ready to spot an infringement there, the referee. Corner to Italy, 0-0, in by Insigne, headed away at the near post by Yuri Tielemans. Well, Matt Hollands, half an hour gone, and it may be goalless, but you'll struggle to see a more exciting half an hour of football where there haven't been goals scored, I think, at any level.
No, it's been a fantastic game, a really fantastic watch. Now, before the game, I think we were sort of debating who's going to come out on top and where this game's going to be won and lost. I'll tell you, we couldn't really pick then. It was so difficult to choose. Well, half an hour in, and we're still no better, really, knowing how this game's going to end up, because we're two really evenly matched sides and being played at such a pace and intensity.
Italy have had a goal disallowed. Donnarumma's made 2 terrific saves. One in particular from De Bruyne was outstanding. Italy have got a free kick inside opposition territory, a few yards infield from the far side. It's taken quickly. Immobile goes down inside the penalty area. Referee says no, comes out to the edge of the box. Now Chiesa inside the penalty area. Barella shoots. Oh my goodness me, what a stunning goal that is. Nicolo Barella has lashed it in from a tight angle inside the 18-yard box. A goal to fit this quarter-final. A wonderful strike from Nicolo Barella, his first ever major tournament goal, and it's Italy who have to break through in Munich. It is Belgium 0, Italy 1, and that is a stunner.
Well, in tight games, it's a mistake or something magic that breaks the deadlock. Well, this is magic. They take the free kick quickly. They actually give it away. But so do Belgium. Verratti so quick to pounce on the edge of the box and feed Barella. Barella picks the ball up, drop of a shoulder, gets half a yard and unleashes a rocket past Courtois, in off the post. What a game. This has been half an hour in. It's Italy that break the deadlock, and it's that man Barella breaking from midfield.
Right on cue. Roberto Mancini said in the build-up to this tournament he could be the star of Euro 2020 for Italy. They've had several bright lights out on the field. He's been one of the brightest, and he has his goal, as I say, his first in a major tournament, either a European Championship or a World Cup, and Italy lead by a goal to nil on TalkSport. And it was almost right on cue, Matt Holland. We feel that it had been coming, and it is, as I say, the kind of goal to befit the occasion.
What a goal. Verratti was superb. He's talking about pressing from the front. Belgium trying to play out, and they've done that a lot and actually been caught out doing that a lot, Belgium. They do try and play out from the back. Verratti was squeezing on the edge of the box though, read the ball, found Barella, and then Barella has still had a lot to do. He managed to work the angle to get the shot away.
Oh, Courtois, he was fouled by Immobile. The Italian fans are furious. Free kick's been given. Courtois with a very heavy touch inside his own penalty area. Immobile was racing towards him to try and win it back, and he did win it back, but he committed a foul on the goalkeeper in doing so, Matt.
Took a chance there, Courtois. Heavy touch. Immobile read that and maybe got away with it.
Belgium 0, Italy 1. Barely anything to separate the two sides in the first 33 minutes so far, but for that moment of magic from Barella.
And there's a few people actually questioning whether Barella should start today. There was talk that maybe Pessina, Locatelli should have got the nod ahead of him, and he's answered those critics.
I was wondering, I have to admit, what do I know? Ooh, that was a heavy touch of Jorginho. Pass infield by Meunier. Jorginho facing his own goal, 25 yards out, took a huge deflection off him, spiralled nervously towards the near post for Italy. In the end, it's gone behind for a Belgian corner.
He actually was in a really good position and stopped that ball into De Bruyne. Trying to intercept it. It was a heavy touch and it has gone for a Belgian corner.
De Bruyne will take it, one arm up into the air, right-footed out-swinging delivery towards Witsel, headed away by Giorgio Chiellini, the Italian captain. And back at it goes to the far side, and Torgan Hazard lays the ball infield to Meunier. Meunier dinks it in cleverly, up towards Thomas Vermaelen, headed away this time by Chiellini again. And Italy have possession, and they have the lead with 34 minutes on the clock in Munich. And the noise that you'll be able to hear is coming from the end away to the left as we look at it, those Italian fans with their blue shirts on. Here is Chiellini, plays it square to the near side, and Insigne for Italy was so confident in possession. They show no nerves as they look to play out from the back. This time Chiellini to stomp it long, great ball out to the left, and Spinazzola, lovely first time nail to find Insigne, nudges it square now to Verratti, 35 yards from goal. Verratti faced up by his opposite number Witsel, goes square to Barella, this time he missed controls for once. Belgium have it back, Matt Holland.
That's a great outball for Italy. Spinazzola is about 20 yards further on than Insigne, who's the left forward for Italy. Now he does bomb on, and well, what a pass as well from Chiellini. We talked about that battle between him and Lukaku. Well, he's had one chance, Lukaku, but on the whole, he's marshalled him brilliantly. He loves that fight, he loves that scrap. He's also got quality when he wins the ball as well.
Both sides were knocked out at this stage in Euro 2016. We mentioned Italy beaten by Germany on penalties. Belgium were beaten by Wales. That amazing game in France. Forward by Bonucci for Italy with the bright yellow boots on. Looks for the run of Immobile down the left-hand channel. He's got Vermaelen at his back. Immobile holds it up well. Vermaelen gets a foot in. Meunier sends it back towards his own goal. Alderweireld will have to step in front of Insigne to clear. Look at that high press from Italy with Verratti charging forward, Matt Holland. They are absolutely relentless. Belgium with Doku completely missed controls, and it's a throw to Italy midway inside opposition territory. 1-0 to Italy.
He's had a tough half an hour, Doku. Not seen a lot of the ball, just giving the ball away as well. They are missing Eden Hazard. Of course you're going to miss someone of that quality.
I feel there are still twists and turns to come. Eden Hazard not in the squad tonight for Belgium. He's injured, of course. Insigne out to Barella, who gets a touch on it, looks to flick it into the penalty area. Nowhere near Chiesa, though. Through it goes to Courtois.
I think you made the point there about Italy and how they're trying to press high. They're pressing high when they can. When Belgium have got good possession, that's when they drop off and get themselves into a shape. But if the opportunity's there, they go. And they don't go in ones and twos, they go as a team. They really do press well.
So as things stand, it will be Italy against Spain in the semi-finals of Euro 2020 at Wembley on July the 6th. That's next Tuesday evening. The game, of course, will be live on TalkSport. Here is Doku crossing the halfway line. Now a chance to show what he can do. Very quick-footed Doku. He wants, as Matt and I were discussing off-air before the game, he's still only 19. He turned down a move to Liverpool in his youth days. He plays his football in France with Rennes. But it was a big call for Roberto Martinez, bringing him in the side when you've got the likes of Mertens and Carrasco on the bench. Here is Doku, though, driving in field from the left. He's nudged it back into the feet of Witsel. Witsel with the white shirt of Italy standing firm in front of him. Square to Alderweireld, 38 minutes gone. Belgium 0, Italy 1. Alderweireld again, in possession midway inside opposition territory, flicks the ball out to the near side of Meunier. Meunier tall, holds it up well, plays it back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne steers it back towards the centre circle, and now it's with Vermaelen on the halfway line.
Unsurprisingly, it's De Bruyne who looks the most likely when he's in possession to find the right pass, but they're doing a good job of keeping him quiet.
Lukaku out in the left wing position now, the number 9. Gets the dead ball line. Di Lorenzo standing tall. Plays it back to Doku. Belgium looking for that equalising goal. Doku left on edge of the area. Italy with everybody back. Witsel plays it square to Alderweireld. 35 yards out. Still they have to play patiently here, the Belgians. Meunier flicks it down the right-hand side. De Bruyne tearing towards the dead ball line. What a tackle from Verratti. It's come back to De Bruyne. De Bruyne's inside the penalty area now. Can't squeeze the pass in field. Tielemans with a deep cross. Away by Di Lorenzo. Insigne chests it down, hooks the ball into the ever-darkening night sky. And Alderweireld tussling with Immobile. Alderweireld wins the header. Knocks it square to Vermaelen. The ball is in the middle of the Italy half now, and Belgium have got it back. But Witsel has fouled Verratti, and Italy have a free kick.
Great shape from Italy without the ball, working so hard, tirelessly to get themselves back into position, closing down Belgium.
Verratti just sitting up. I think was he caught on his mouth? I think he might have been in that challenge. Got flecks of grass on his cheeks, Marco Verratti. The play goes on. Verratti, unmoved, will carry on. 1-0 to Italy in the quarter-final. Roberto Mancini said before the game, this tournament has taught us there are no easy matches at any Euros. Di Lorenzo crosses from the right, so that's come off Vermaelen. Italy have a cheap corner.
Yeah, they have. I think on the balance of play, 40 minutes, it's just about deserved, I think, for Italy. I think they've had more of the ball. They've looked the more composed. Belgium have had a couple of opportunities on the counter, and De Bruyne obviously is the big danger for them, but on the whole I think Italy have been the better side.
These Italy fans frenetic in their support, on their feet behind the goal, away to the left. Marco Verratti wipes the ball with his shirt, places it down on the far side by the corner flag. Of course, Chiellini and Bonucci are forward. Italy who lead by a goal to 0. 5 minutes of the second half remaining. Verratti with the delivery, headed away by Thomas Meunier, comes out to Chiesa, into the box! Oh, and that's just wide of Courtois' left-hand post. What a goal that would have been from Federico Chiesa, sizing up a shot. Courtois flung himself to his left-hand side. Did he have it covered, Matt?
Yeah, I think he did. It was always going wide, wasn't it? And he tried to get a bit of bend on it, but he didn't have enough to get it back inside the post. We've seen one cracker already from Barella, and Chiesa trying his luck from distance. Not a bad effort, and Courtois had it covered.
Talk Sport at Euro 2020. Mark Saggers is live from Rome with us tonight, and you'll hear from Gareth Southgate at half-time ahead of England against Ukraine tomorrow. An 8 o'clock kick-off. Our build-up starts from 6. Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce, Sol Campbell with the commentary. Jose Mourinho, once again, part of our team with analysis pre- and post-match. Here is Alderweireld for Belgium. Scooping the ball high down the right-hand side. Chiellini there to clear. Roberto Mancini stood on the edge of his technical area, got rid of that very smart grey jacket that he usually wears Mancini, patrolling his touchline. I wonder what kind of messages he's trying to send to his players, Matt Holland.
I don't know, is there a prize for the most sartorially elegant manager at this tournament?
He wins it by some distance, I think.
I think I'll give him the gold medal.
And he might get the most important prize of all. Italy, if they were to win tonight, of course, just 2 games from glory. They haven't won the European Championships since 1968, the Italians. Now the ball is on the halfway line. Belgium in possession. Witsel, who hasn't really managed to have much of an influence on proceedings, tackled by Verratti, who's more than justified his inclusion tonight. The goal scorer Barella finds Chiesa, who looks so dangerous every time he's on the ball. Chiesa.
Yeah, he's another one who's justified his selection as well, because there's talk about keeping Berardi on that right hand side, but he went for Chiesa, who made an impact off the bench against Austria.
Belgium 0, Italy 1. 42 minutes played. Again, the ball is on the halfway line. Italy content to keep possession. Italy, remember, coming into the game, had only conceded 1 goal in 12 matches. That's a lovely ball up to Spinazzola down the left-hand side. Immobile in the middle at the near post. It's true, Immobile. Can he spin and turn and shoot? Will he lay it off? He goes for goal. It's blocked by Vertonghen. He had Barella in acres of space just behind him. The shot is blocked and it's come back to Jorginho. Again on the edge of the penalty area. Lots of red shirts for Belgium in front of him. Belgium got away with one there. They completely left Immobile free at the near post.
Did they ever get away with one? That should be 2. Spinazzola again down that left-hand side, dragged Vermaelen out, so the space was there for Immobile. Could have got his shot away. Then he had his back to goal and he's looking for support. He had support, declined a pass, tried to turn and shoot himself. It was blocked.
Now Insigne darting forward at pace. Infield from the left-hand side. It's a great run from Lorenzo Insigne. That is absolutely sensational! Lorenzo Insigne with one of the great European Championship goals. He's lashed it in from 25 yards and it's all going Italy's way in Munich. A moment of magic from Insigne. It's Belgium 0, Italy 2.
Oh, wow. We've seen one belter already from Barella. Well, this one surpasses it. This is out of the top drawer. He's always looking Insigne to get inside on his right foot and get a shot away. He's allowed to come inside by Tielemans. They open the goal up. Alderweireld doesn't get tight enough. He leaves him enough space to get his shot away from 25 yards. He bends it. We just think Chiesa try and bend one to that far post. Didn't quite get enough bend on it. Insigne does. He sets this out right into the corner of the goal and it finds its way past Courtois. Italy have been the better side this first half, deserved the lead. 2 goals to the good.
Top class. 2-0 to Italy. What a way for Lorenzo Insigne to get his 10th goal for the national side. And Matt Holland, they have stepped it up a gear, haven't they?
They've been superb. Insigne actually was excellent in the first game against Turkey. He's been a little quiet since then. Well, he's come alive again. What a goal we just saw.
Just before the break, we've got 15 seconds of normal time left at the end of the first half on TalkSport. Doku into the penalty area. Was he fouled by Di Lorenzo? Yes, he was. The referee says penalty. And Belgium straight away with a chance to get right back into the match. Di Lorenzo with a clumsy challenge on the teenager Doku, and Slavko Vincic had very little hesitation.
Well, we've seen flashes from Doku. He hasn't seen a lot of the ball. When he picks it up, he's always looking to be positive. Takes Di Lorenzo on, down the outside. He gets a little nudge in the back. The referee deems it enough to bring him down. Well, great opportunity, isn't it, for Belgium to get one back just before half-time.
I don't think we want the half to end, do we? They could go on all night, they could go on all week. Now Di Lorenzo is being spoken to by the referee. Chiellini, the captain, leading the protest. VAR, of course, is checking this, but I think it's a nailed-on spot kick match, surely.
Well, what I'd say is that there's not enough evidence there to overturn the referee's decision. He's seen a push, he's seen the nudge, he's seen Doku go to ground. confirmation, it is a penalty.
Bastian Danker, the VAR referee, confirming that it is a spot kick. Slavko Vincic, the on-field official, was absolutely right. And Belgium, all of a sudden, with a chance to get right back into this quarter-final, right at the end of the first half. On Talk Sport in Munich, and placing the ball down on the ground is Romelu Lukaku, who has 3 goals already at Euro 2020. This will be his most crucial kick of the ball in the tournament yet. Lukaku left-footed, scores! Sends Donnarumma the wrong way. Belgium are back in the match. Belgium 1, Italy 2.
Cometh the hour. You need someone to step up. Real pressure on that penalty for Lukaku. Donnarumma dives to his right, but Lukaku hammers it down the middle to get his side back into it. Really good penalty from Lukaku under real pressure.
And Romelu Lukaku equals his tally of most goals that he's scored at a major tournament, his 4th of Euro 2020, and it is a very important goal because it may well completely change the complexion of this quarter-final as the half-time whistle goes. But big match billing, it has most certainly lived up to the hype. Full throttle from minute 1. Italy, who thought they were into the lead early on. Bonucci with a goal disallowed after a VAR review. Donnarumma made a terrific couple of saves to deny De Bruyne and Lukaku before stunning goals from Nicolo Barella and Lorenzo Insigne, appearing to put Italy in control. Moments though after that Insigne second, Belgium win a penalty at the other end. Lukaku dispatches it, and it is very much all to play for in the second half. Half-time on Talk Sports in the quarter-finals in Munich. Belgium 1, Italy 2. Mark, thank you very much indeed. And Matt and I were talking off air during the half-time interval. We were saying, Matt, how this really could go either way. You just can't call it. It could end up going all the way to penalties. Either side could win it in normal time. Either side could win it in extra time. It has really lived up, hasn't it, to its big match build-up.
I thought Italy were excellent in that first half. Thought they deserved to go in at a half-time in front. Belgium got a lifeline with that late penalty. This is, for me, the highest quality game we've seen at this tournament. We're talking about 2 really, really quality sides going up against each other. Belgium, their biggest threat has come on the counter-attack. When they can turn possession over and they get 3v3 against Italy, that's when they've looked at their most dangerous. Italy look a really, really balanced team and have got threats all over the pitch. Fascinating game, intriguing game, and I wouldn't like to call it in the second half, although Italy in the first period were the better side.
Here they come, back onto the field, the 2 sets of players beneath the floodlights here at the Football Arena Munich, about 6 miles north of the city centre, the second biggest stadium in Germany, about 15,000 here tonight, and Italy, who lead by 2 goals to 1, will get the second period underway, playing from left to right, all in white, and Belgium from right to left, all in red with gold trim. Referee looks at his watch, the second half begins, no changes for either team at the break. So Belgium with Courtois in goal, Alderweireld, Vermaelen and Vertonghen the centre halves, Meunier, Tielemans, Witsel and Torgan Hazard in midfield as Insigne collects the ball 25 yards out for Italy, plays it square towards the near side, but it's behind Chiesa. Out of play it goes for a Belgium throw. Belgium with De Bruyne, Doku and Lukaku up front. Italy, Donnarumma the goalkeeper, Di Lorenzo, Bonucci, Chiellini and Spinazzola, Barella, Jorginho and Verratti, Chiesa, Immobile and Insigne, the 3 furthest forward. Here is Immobile, right-hand edge of the penalty area, dispossessed by Torgan Hazard, sends it back to his goalkeeper Courtois, all in bright yellow. His clearance up to the halfway line. Lukaku wins the header. De Bruyne can't reach it. He thought he was tripped by Verratti. He was certainly tripped by Verratti. Kevin De Bruyne, arms outstretched, looks towards Slavko Vincic, the referee, but Matt Holland, no free kick given.
Well, he's in a good position, the referee. He has to be careful. Verratti picked up a yellow card. He and Tielemans both picked up yellow cards in that first half.
The pace of the first half was utterly ferocious, and the question for both sets of players is, can they continue that? Both have been on such terrific runs of form. Immobile lays the ball out to the left-hand side, and Insigne, the number 10, ever dangerous as he darts to the edge of the box, is laid off to Verratti. Square to Chiesa! And Chiesa was stretching for the ball, couldn't make quite the clean contact that he wanted. He slices it behind. It's a goal kick. 90 seconds into the second half. Belgium 1, Italy 2 on TalkSport.
That's another good start to the second half from Italy. I'm amazed at how many times they've been able to play the ball into the front men's feet without any real pressure. Again, Insigne coming in off that left-hand side, looking to get his shot away. It wasn't on this occasion, but found Chiesa, who was falling when taking the shot and couldn't control his effort on goal. But it's been another bright start by Italy.
Insigne down the left-hand side again, taking on Meunier and Tielemans. Plays it back into the feet of Verratti. Square to Jorginho. Back out to the left and Insigne once more. Ball sticking to his feet like glue. Finds Jorginho. Edge of the penalty area. Looked to size up a shot. De Bruyne, though, was in his way. Insigne plays a 1-2 with Verratti. Now, was he fouled there, Insigne? There was a tackle on him. Didn't actually look to the referee in the end. Maybe he just stumbled. Meunier in the end puts it behind. And Italy have started this second half really well. They have an early corner.
Yeah, and continuing to overload wide positions, working 2v1s and 3v2s, finding an extra man in those wide areas.
And the fan park in Rome is buzzing tonight with Italy supporters watching this game from afar. Italy with plenty forward in white for this corner, whipped in by Verratti in towards Bonucci. He got the header in at the near post, right in front of those Belgium fans behind the goal, and those Belgium supporters furious because the referee has given Italy another corner which they take quickly. Jorginho, 30 yards out. Italy lead by 2-1. Chiesa, high diagonal ball up to the far post, over the head of Verratti, out of play for a goal kick to Belgium.
Bit of a waste actually from Chiesa. It's a poor ball, big diagonal, too much on it. But in the build-up there's a lovely bit of skill from Jorginho. A little drag back to get away from his man and find Chiesa.
That's the voice of the former Republic of Ireland midfielder Matt Holland. Jorginho in possession for Italy once again. Italy dominating the early stages of this second period. 3.5 minutes of it have elapsed and Italy have barely lost the ball. Belgium have barely had a touch. Forward high by Bonucci, headed away by Thomas Vermaelen, one of those three centre halves. Now Jorginho, midway inside opposition territory, square to Insigne. Italy such a clever team on the ball and of course in such confident form. Remember, they haven't been beaten since a defeat by Portugal in the Nations League in September of 2018. And you can see that, man.
Oh, they're playing with real confidence. What they do is they get 3 or 4 passes in short areas and then they look to hit the long one. And they keep somebody out wide, but they try and get 3 or 4 men around the ball, keep the ball nicely, and then that big diagonal's on. And they've been able to have the quality to find it as well.
Spain, we know, already through to the semi-finals. They will play the winners of this match at Wembley next Tuesday. Spain, who beat Switzerland on penalties after a 1-1 draw after extra time. A gallant effort from the Swiss. They played a great deal of the match with 10 men, but Spain win it 3-1 on penalty kicks. Tomorrow, of course, the Czech Republic against Denmark. That whole game is live on the TalkSport app. The first half on TalkSport, 5 o'clock kick-off, and then from 6 our focus turns to the Stadio Olimpico in Rome for England against Ukraine. Here is Witsel with the long curly hair. Back to the lip of the centre circle and Vermaelen. Belgium finally enjoying some possession in this second period. Remember, coming into the game, they'd only lost one of their last 27 matches. Meunier finds Lukaku with his back to goal. Lay off the touch a little heavy. De Bruyne trying to reach it, and the assistant is signalling that De Bruyne just nudged Jorginho off the ball there. Jorginho ends up in front of the advertising hoardings. De Bruyne is bemused. He can't believe he's conceded the free kick, but he has. It's a free kick to Italy, who lead 2-1.
That was right in front of the assistant, and it was quite clearly a nudge in the back on Jorginho. He's frustrated, Kevin De Bruyne. I think that's more frustration with the team's performance. He hasn't seen as much of the ball as he's perhaps used to seeing in a Man City shirt. Italy have had more of the ball in this game, dominated possession, and Kevin De Bruyne has been starved of it. He hasn't seen as much as he would like to have done.
De Bruyne and Jorginho, those adversaries, going head-to-head again, just as they did in the Champions League final in May, and Chelsea edged out Manchester City. De Bruyne, who faced a fitness race to make it for this game, and of course he did. No Eden Hazard for Belgium tonight. Here's Di Lorenzo charging forward from the right back position for Italy. That's a great ball. Splits the lines to find Barella. Barella darting forward up to the edge of the penalty area. Nudges it wide to Chiesa. Chiesa towards Immobile. And Immobile got a touch to it, but couldn't really make any contact bar a sliver. And it's flown off his right boot and gone straight along towards the right back position for Belgium and out to play for a throw in the end.
Well, there's such a lack of protection of that Belgian back three. It's been so easy for Italy to play through Belgium's midfield. Big hole for them to find the pass to Barella, who got in behind Witsel and Tielemans.
And free kick given to Belgium again midway inside their own half. We are into the 52nd minute. Belgium 1, Italy 2 in the quarter-final. The semi-finals next Tuesday and next Wednesday, plus the final on Sunday the 11th of July, all live from inside Wembley Stadium, all on Talk Sport. Here is Witsel, centre circle on that deep green surface, the field of play, where there are one or two bobbles, one or two divots. I can see Roberto Martinez with his arms folded on the edge of his technical area, the Spaniard, the head coach of Belgium, just the second foreigner to coach the Belgium national side in 63 years, and he also doubles up as the technical director. Witsel on the halfway line, but it's all a bit one pace for Belgium at the moment, Matt Holland.
Well, they're finding it hard to break through the organised Italian defence.
It's a great turn by Doku down the left-hand side. Di Lorenzo gets the foot in, it comes back to Torgan Hazard, and now Tielemans midway inside opposition territory. Square ball out to the right now, Alderweireld. Further forward is Kevin De Bruyne. Meunier, corner of the 18-yard box, right in front of the Italy fans behind that goal. Insigne drops back to get a foot in, and this Italy team really is at times greater than the sum of its individual parts. They all work so hard.
Yeah, they do. Forcing Belgium into backwards and sideways passes, and forcing Kevin De Bruyne to come very deep and wide, actually, to try and get the ball.
Meunier's throw infield for Alderweireld inside the penalty areas. Belgium seek an equaliser. They're 2-1 down. Alderweireld, his touch though was very heavy. Out to play it goes for a goal kick to Italy away to the left-hand side. Well, Belgium have only ever beaten Italy in competitive football once. It was at the quarter-final stage of the European Championships in 1972, back when the quarter-finals were technically still a qualifying round, if you like. Forward by Bonucci up to the halfway line. Italy won the last meeting between the two at Euro 2016. De Bruyne tries to thread the ball through the middle. Lukaku not happy with the service. It was a poor pass for once from De Bruyne, easily cleared away by Chiellini.
Yeah, Chiellini nicked in front. I think that's what Mark Saggers was saying at half-time, how they've marshalled him well. One gets in front, one gets behind, and Chiellini was able to stop the ball, get into Lukaku's feet.
So much experience between them, those two Italy centre-halves, Chiellini and Bonucci. They've been there, they've seen it, they've done it before. Alderweireld, midway inside opposition territory, sets up Tielemans 5 yards to the edge of the box, out to the right and Meunier. Meunier's first time cross, goalkeeper stayed at home, Donnarumma, got caught underneath the flight of the ball. Di Lorenzo knocks it behind. Belgium corner, Italy lead 2-1.
That's the best we've seen from Belgium at the start of this second half. It was a teasing ball in, actually, to that far post. Donnarumma, who I said has been so good at making his decision as when to come off the line and when not to. Actually, he was thinking about that and at the last minute put the brakes on and went back to his line. It's a good call from the goalkeeper.
10 minutes into the second half, this seventh Belgium corner is taken short by De Bruyne to Doku. Doku corner the penalty area, sets up the Leicester City man Tielemans. Now Doku again, near side the left, skips away from Verratti, drills it in low. Donnarumma makes the save at the near post, and then he's able to plunge onto the loose ball, the Italy goalkeeper. Good quick feet again from Jeremy Doku, who won the spot kick, remember, at the end of the first half that Lukaku converted to get Belgium back into the match. But just there, his delivery was lacking somewhat.
It was, but I'll tell you what, he's got a lightning injection of pace, hasn't he? From a standing start as well. He's just able to drop a shoulder and get half a yard. The ball in wasn't his greatest, but he's looking more and more of a threat as the game goes on.
10:15 local time in Munich, as Belgium concede a corner now at the opposite end, the fifth of the game for Italy, unbeaten in 31 coming into this quarter-final tie, winning 26 of those. Italy, remember, without a European Championship title for 53 years, so they are the national team very much in renaissance, having failed to qualify for the World Cup in 2018. It's been all change since then. Chiellini and Bonucci both forward for this corner. In front of those Belgian fans who are on their feet behind the goal. Insigne curls it in right-footed. Chiesa threatening to get underneath it. Now, was that last touch off Meunier? It was. It's a throw to Italy on the near side of the field.
Yeah, he attacked the ball. Chiesa actually turned his back. Was never really threatening to get his head on that. I'm sure it definitely came off Meunier.
The third Italy goal here would surely put the game beyond the Belgians. Or have I spoken too soon?
I wouldn't rule anything out.
We'll see. Matt Holland with me, Joe Shannon in the commentary box. Chiesa infield to Jorginho inside the penalty area. He goes down. Nothing given by the referee. He was in a good position to see it. Slavko Vincic. Jorginho straight back up to his feet. Matt Holland, former Ireland midfielder. Was there anything in that? As Doku is tripped on this near side of the field as he looks to hammer away down the near side channel, and Belgium only get themselves a throw.
First impression was that Jorginho was looking for it. It's Kevin De Bruyne who's making the challenge. I don't think there's massive contact, and if anything I think Kevin De Bruyne just tries to pull his leg away actually, and Jorginho does go to ground too easily.
And tick slowly towards the hour mark. This game no less intriguing, but certainly a little tighter and a little more tense, if it could get any more tense. Boos and whistles from the crowd. Italy in possession. Spinazzola charges over the halfway line. He's got Insigne just to his left, nudges it a couple of yards square to Insigne, who scored the stunning second goal for Italy, who lead 2-1. Insigne forward to Immobile with his back to goal. He tries to spin and shoot, blocked easily by Vermaelen. Haven't seen much of Ciro Immobile in the game.
No, and actually, his hold-up play hasn't been bad.
But here's Insigne inside the penalty area, surely offside, and indeed, belatedly, Matt Holland, the flag does go up.
Well, he was about 5 yards offside. It's quite clear. I don't know why they don't just put the flags up straight away.
Who knows?
Particularly when it's so blatant that he's 5 yards offside. No, Immobile, I think, he's had a lot of ball into his feet. Too many times he's tried to turn and get his shot away when he's been quite closely marked, when he's got other options.
Lovely quick interchange of passing from Italy midway inside Belgium territory. Italy in control of the game. Their lead is a relatively slender one, of course, by 2-1 live on Talk Sport. But Italy at the moment are a class above. The allays from the Italy supporters. Jorginho forward to Immobile. Of course, the match is far from done. Italy far from assured of that semi-final spot, but they're playing some great football. And then Chiesa does miss control, and it's a throw to Belgium in their left wing-back position.
Yeah, they are playing some nice football, directed really by Jorginho and Verratti. They're so comfortable in possession, the technical ability is outstanding.
And by Mancini, the coach, who is very expressive on this near-side touchline with his jacket off and his dark tie on, hands in pockets. Roberto Mancini, the Premier League winner, of course, as a manager with Manchester City, but he's taken Italy to new heights. Long throw from Di Lorenzo up to the edge of the penalty area, cleared away by Vermaelen, picked up by Torgan Hazard right by the corner flag. Belgium with very little space to work with. Italy all in white with a very high and intense press, and Vertonghen, the standing Belgium skipper tonight, has won a throw as we hit the hour mark on Talk Sports. Belgium 1, Italy 2. Let's get the thoughts of the former Ireland midfielder Matt Holland.
Well, you mentioned Torgan Hazard there. We've hardly mentioned him throughout the game. The Belgian wing-backs haven't got forward at all, haven't been able to get forward because of the way that Italy play that 4-3-3. Those the two widest forwards, should I say, are pinning them back, and they can't get forward.
Good ball by Jorginho out to the near side, and Di Lorenzo controls it brilliantly in the right back position, then charges forward at great pace over halfway. Beretta can't quite reach the pass, and now Belgium on the counter-attack. Doku, centre, plays it into De Bruyne inside the penalty area. Lukaku hits the post! Lukaku from 2 yards out has somehow failed to score, and Italy with Spinazzola knock it behind for a corner. That is a dreadful miss.
Well, he gets a kiss off his goalkeeper, Spinazzola. Donnarumma comes over and gives him a peck on the cheek. Di Lorenzo lost the ball. Doku then is running into the space, finds De Bruyne. His delivery. And Lukaku, well, from 2 yards out, can't convert. glorious opportunity for Belgium to equalise.
De Bruyne takes the corner, headed away by Chiellini. The Italians celebrated that intervention from Spinazzola as though they'd scored a goal. Everybody came across to hug him. And that's a sign of how slender Italy's advantage is. They lead 2-1, but Romelu Lukaku, if Belgium do lose this quarter-final, will be wondering how he didn't score. Barella's early ball to Immobile inside the penalty area now. Immobile's touch is heavy. I think he might have been offside. Courtois gathers anyway.
Well, after a slow start to the second half, he's come alive again.
The tempo rises. The noise picks up. Raucous noise from the stands. Here with Talk Sport. And it's 2-1 to Italy, who are coming forward again now down the left-hand side. Insigne darting into the penalty area. Little footing from Meunier. Alderweireld will hoist the ball clear. It's come back to a white shirt in the shape of Jorginho, who is always so calm in possession. The maestro, as he's known. Out to the left, and Marco Verratti, just 5'5", Insigne as he knocks it back into the feet of Spinazzola. And Spinazzola, who has gained so many plaudits throughout this tournament, but that intervention after Lukaku's initial miss off the woodwork is most important yet, Matt.
Right, Joe, I'd like to see it again because it was such a glorious opportunity. I wondered whether Donnarumma got a touch or not, and he didn't. And in actual fact, he doesn't hit the post.
It's come off Spinazzola.
Yeah. I mean, he gets a touch on it, and Spinazzola on the line makes the block.
It's an astonishing block, and you can see why Italy players reacted so feverishly. And what a block from Spinazzola. It looked like it had come off the woodwork. Here's Verratti, 5 yards to the edge of the area, square to Barella, on the edge of the D, plays a great ball to Chiesa, who pulls it back. Goalkeeper got a touch on it to deflect it away. Spinazzola was lurking inside the 6-yard box. Great football from Italy, but they can't quite find the reward at the end of it. Now Insigne darting forward again. 2-1 Italy lead. Live on Talk Sport. Insigne plays it back to Verratti. Corner the 18-yard box. 63 minutes gone, an enthralling, breathless 63 minutes.
I'm almost laughing because when Chiesa drilled that ball into the 6-yard box, Spinazzola's playing centre forward.
And now here's Verratti again on that corner of the penalty area. Belgium with plenty, 7-8 back behind the ball in red, but Italy have shown that they've got the ability to carve through them like a knife through butter, even when it's congested, even when there's so little space to work with. That's why it feels so tense in Munich. Those Belgium supporters huddled together behind the goal nervously. Bonucci on the halfway line. Oh, he's given away possession. Fouled though he was by De Bruyne, who puts his hands to his face. He can't believe he's conceded a free kick there. I have to say, it looked dubious, Matt Holland.
It did look a soft one. Bonucci taking a chance. Well, someone of his experience, you don't expect it on the replay. It does look as though he was caught by De Bruyne, but you're taking a chance.
08717 22 334 for the Euro Sports Bar once we're done tonight on Talk Sport, and who knows when that will be. Tomorrow night, England against Ukraine, 8 o'clock kickoff, build up from 6, live from Rome, top team, Mark Saggers, Jim Proudfoot, Stuart Pearce, Sol Campbell and Jose Mourinho. Di Lorenzo down the near side for Italy, midway inside opposition territory. Immobile with a lay off his paw, when intercepted by De Bruyne, but De Bruyne's touch is heavy. He's a really frustrated figure at the moment, Kevin De Bruyne.
I'll tell you what we have seen throughout this tournament is how useful substitutions can be, particularly in games that are so high in intensity like this one is. And both of these sides actually have gone to their bench, and their bench has made a difference.
Well, maybe it's a surprise that we haven't seen any changes yet. 20 minutes into the second half, Belgium 1, Italy 2. Insigne with an early ball into Spinazzola, who lashes it wide on the volley. What a goal that would have been from Italy. Leonardo Spinazzola, one of the players of the tournament so far, looking for his first Italy goal, but he couldn't find the target.
Oh, wow. That is ball of the tournament, Insigne, to find him. He had to drop that on a sixpence, and did. But what a run from Spinazzola again, from out to in, found that gap, just couldn't quite apply the finishing touch.
In many ways, Matt, I think this is Italy's best performance of the tournament.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they've been outstanding against really top quality opposition. We talked about benches, and it does look like Belgium are going to make one.
And Dries Mertens stripped and ready to come on in red. He's Napoli's all-time leading scorer. He very much has an Italian connection. Italy, though, have the ball. Near side with Di Lorenzo, deep inside Belgium territory. It's attack v defence at times. Spinazzola, 5 yards from the edge of the box, looks for Immobile. Good interception by Vermaelen, who steps under defence but gives it away to Verratti. Verratti holds it up. Oh, and they could have played on there, Italy. They could have played the advantage, but the referee elects to give a free kick straight away in the left wing position, and Vermaelen and Insigne, but they don't quite go head to head because Vermaelen's about half a foot taller, but there are words exchanged, and the referee, Slavko Vincic, is just going to calm this one down.
Actually, I agree with you. I think they could have played the advantage because Vermaelen had been dragged out of his position at the centre of that back three into a right back position, right wing position, if you like. So I'm surprised that the referee decided to stop play.
And Nasser Chadli is also going to come on, the former Spurs player who knows a thing or two about important goals at major tournaments for Belgium. There was a famous winner in a comeback victory over Japan in Russia.
Do you know, that's 3 years to the day, and I was there.
Wow. And free kick to Italy, 2-1 they lead, in by Insigne. Not a good delivery, headed away. Comes out to the edge of the box, and Chiesa corner the penalty area, high to the far post. It's missed by Immobile, and he's managed to deflect it away from goal, and De Bruyne has seized upon it. Can Belgium counter? De Bruyne through the legs of Jorginho, but not past Barella. Italy have it back, 2-1 they lead as we enter the final quarter of the game. You're listening to Talk Sports.
What a reaction from Italy when they lost the ball. How quick were they to get bodies behind it again? They smothered Kevin De Bruyne. He didn't have any options on, and what he did have was 3 or 4 white shirts very closely marking him.
And Fabio Cannavaro, the World Cup winning captain in 2006, said this week, Italy have to handle the tension. Playing good football on its own isn't enough, and Italy have handled the tension superbly well so far. But Belgium is still in with a shout. There's still, in the context, quite a long way to go.
Well, what Italy have done very well is keep the ball away from Belgium. Dominated possession.
Insigne left hand side, infield to Immobile. Immobile's got Spinazzola making a darting run in front of him. Spinazzola, left back? I don't think so. Left winger? Here is Jorginho on that far side the left. Infield to Insigne, goes for it again. Courtois makes the save, he spilled it, the goalkeeper. Torgan Hazard is first to the loose ball for Belgium. He gets it away only as far as his own man Doku, who was deep inside his own half. Doku's done well to hold up the play and win the free kick, and I think we'll see that double change for Belgium shortly, Matt.
Yeah, well, I think we will. Just looking at the Courtois save again, I mean, there's plenty of bend on it from Insigne, but it wasn't an awful lot of power on it. He could have easily brought that in and held onto the ball, but didn't. So the first change is Tielemans going off and Dries Mertens coming on.
And Thomas Meunier is also going to leave the field, and as we mentioned, Nasser Chadli, his replacement. He's a big favourite of Roberto Martinez at international level. Nasser Chadli, who, as we mentioned, has played in the Premier League with Tottenham Hotspur, now plies his trade in Turkey with Istanbul Başakşehir. So Mertens and Chadli on, Tielemans and Meunier off. I wonder, Matt Holland, former Ireland striker alongside me, whether that means a change of shape for the Belgians.
Well, it doesn't look like it. What it looks like is that Kevin De Bruyne has just dropped into a position alongside Witsel, and Mertens has gone into a number 10 position.
And here's Torgan Hazard, who switch wings to play on the right-hand side. Infield to Mertens. His first touch is good. He darts up to the edge of the penalty area. Lays it off to Chadli! And at the far post, it's cleared away. Almost fell for Torgan Hazard. And for a second there, it looked like the two substitutes were about to combine to produce a Belgium equaliser straight away. But Italy survived. Italy lead 2-1. 20 minutes to go.
Well, what an introduction that would have been for those two. Nasser Chadli actually looks like he's hurt himself in that move.
Hazard crosses, and it's claimed by Donnarumma, all in lime green. We'll get another look at Chadli in a second. It was his cross. Lukaku is inches away from connecting it, and Torgan Hazard actually diverted it away from goal.
A real deflection, wasn't there, from Di Lorenzo on the cross. It's just prevented Lukaku getting his head on it.
What a game, and it's not over yet. Immobile in the left wing position. Insigne making a run in front of him. Immobile drives in field. Well tackled by Witsel. Just stepped in to whip it off his toes, almost nonchalantly. And maybe there's a spring in the collective step of Belgium now. De Bruyne's threaded pass towards Lukaku's intercepted. It's like a basketball game because now Italy are on the attack. Immobile no way through past Toby Alderweireld. It's 2-1 to the Italians, Matt Holland. Is it going to be that way in 20 minutes time?
I have no idea. It is such an open game now.
This is what tournament football is all about on TalkSport. Doku. Now, was he fouled by Di Lorenzo as he surged down the left? Well, actually, the free kick has gone the other way. What a game Di Lorenzo's having. And it's a free kick to Italy in the right-back position. We've just seen Thomas Meunier making his way to the substitutes bench with his shirt off. Still lots of noise in the stands, but Nasser Chadli, having just come on and very nearly set up an equaliser, he's gone down and I don't think he can carry on here.
No, I think he's pulled a thigh muscle. It's gone. He's only just been on the pitch a matter of minutes. Almost an unbelievable introduction. He's almost set up an equaliser, but it looks like his race is run.
We've got to feel for him. Spain await the winners, remember, in the semi-finals after Spain beat Switzerland on penalties earlier today on TalkSport. 3-1 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. The Euro Sports Bar once we're done in Munich. 08717 223344. Tomorrow, the Czech Republic against Denmark, and live from Rome, England against Ukraine at Euro 2020. Well, Chadli's gone down. Italy with their flurry of assistant coaches surrounding Belotti and Cristante, who are the two getting ready to come on all in white for Italy. I can see Gianluca Vialli by the dugout as well, the former Chelsea and Italy striker, former Chelsea manager. And Italy are going to make their substitutions, but I think Belgium are going to be forced into substituting the substitute.
Oh, it's a nightmare, isn't it, for Umberto Martinez. Gone for a couple of attacking changes. Felt like it was going to have a bit of an impact, and then within a matter of minutes, Nasser Chadli pulls his thigh.
And Dennis Pratt of Leicester City, who has never scored a goal at a major tournament for Belgium, is the man who will come on. The Premier League connections are very prominent for both sides. Poor Nasser Chadli. Rueful look as he goes to sit down. Italy are going to make a change. Marco Verratti on a yellow card, replaced by Brian Cristante of Roma, who continues his run of coming off the bench in every game at Euro 2020 so far. And the other change for Italy, a straight swap. Immobile off, Andrea Belotti, still looking for his first goal at a major tournament, is the other man to come on, the Torino striker.
Yeah, no surprise that Immobile is making way. Hasn't had as much of an impact as he would like to have done. As for Verratti, I mean, that can only be tiredness, really, because I think he's been absolutely outstanding in that Italian midfield. Hardly given the ball away. And he's pressed hard and won the ball back for his team on a number of occasions. I think it's been a brilliant all-round midfield performance from Marco Verratti.
Andrea Belotti, Italy's number 9, onto the field. Burly forward player. Chiesa immediately on the ball down the right-hand side. 2-1 to Italy with just over 15 minutes to go on TalkSport. The ball is with Barella, has to check back away from De Bruyne. Italy have kept possession so impressively well in this second half, and Belgium, for all their quality, have played totally in this second period on the counter-attack now, Holland.
But it only takes a moment of quality, and they've got those type of players as well, Belgium, to create something from nothing. If Italy make a mistake, they've got real ability in the team.
Here is Mertens, one of those players, a veteran now, forward towards Lukaku, lays it off to De Bruyne, edge of the penalty area, comes back to Lukaku, left-footed effort, takes a deflection, straight into the gloves of Donnarumma. Doku was open to the left-hand side, but either De Bruyne didn't see him, or he just thought, I'll go for goal myself.
Another slightly heavy touch, actually, from Kevin De Bruyne. I think without it, he may well have tried to find Doku. But once again, credit the Italian defence. How quickly they get, and the numbers they get behind the ball and making blocks on the edge of their own box. Even Lukaku then, when he tried to get his shot away 18 yards out, I'm not sure who it was who made the block, but again, they're celebrating. You'll see Chiellini, he's punching the air, he celebrates it like he scored the winner.
Ball thundered forward by Bonucci, headed away by Thomas Vermaelen for Belgium on the halfway line. Great crossfield ball by Jorginho, arcing through the dark night sky. Spinazzola had the pace to get beyond Hazard. Oh, he's pulled up here, Spinazzola. He's hurt as he pulled a muscle. He's limping, and he waves to the bench straight away that he's got to come off.
Oh, that's a nightmare. He's been so influential for this Italian team. Down that left-hand side, the relationship between him and Insigne. He slips, actually, when trying to get in behind Torgan Hazard. Not sure what he's done, but straight away he knew that that was it.
Oh, he's having to be helped to the ground here, Spinazzola. Who knows what kind of injury it is? Perhaps a calf or a hamstring problem. He was holding the back of his leg. Could it just be cramp?
I'll be hoping it's just cramp. Saw on the replay again, he just slips. He looks in real agony though. It doesn't look good.
Italy do have a ready-made replacement in Chelsea's Emerson on the bench. Belgium 1, Italy 2 on TalkSport in the quarterfinals of the European Championships. The winners will play Spain at Wembley next Tuesday, live on TalkSport. Spinazzola lying on his back to receive treatment. Roberto Mancini pacing around his technical area. Domenico Berardi is actually the man, I think, who has got his kit on the near side. I don't know what that might mean for Italy in terms of reorganisation, but Spinazzola is definitely going to have to come off. He's still being treated by two of the medical personnel.
Well, he looks in tears. He looks in tears because he's played such a big part, hasn't he, in this Italian run.
He's got to feel for Spinazzola.
Well, he's now thinking, he knows he's probably his tournament over.
Yeah.
And if Italy do win this game, that's semi-final stroke potential final that he's going to miss. He's in absolute balls of tears.
And it's really sad to see. Gulping tears, Spinazzola, his hands over his face. He's going to have to be stretchered off. And what a tournament he has had, the Roma man. One of the integral parts of this Italy side. He's set up a couple of goals, a crucial assist against Austria in the last 16, and how cruel football can sometimes be, sprinting forward to try and get the better of Hazard, and he's pulled up. We don't know exactly the nature of the injury, but it looks like a pulled muscle of some sort, and what a great shame that this tournament may well be over. Italy make that double change, and it is Berardi for Insigne in the meantime, and Emerson will come on, the Chelsea left back, to replace Leonardo Spinazzola. And Matt Holland, former Ireland midfielder, played at a World Cup. You know how tough this is for any player, this kind of problem.
It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking because he's played so well as well. Full of confidence, full of form. Played such a big part.
Well, there will be plenty of stoppage time at the end of the game. We are 78, 79 minutes now into the match. Italy lead Belgium by 2-1, and after that lengthy stoppage, the match will get underway. Spinazzola still with his hands over his face. He's got a great reception from everybody in the football arena Munich, and especially those Italian fans behind the goal to our left. But what a great shame. The game is back underway. Belgium 2-1 down. In possession with Vermaelen, who's midway inside his own half. Belgium all in red. The golden generation could be heading out to a major tournament again. They've got just over 10 minutes plus stoppage time to save themselves. Alderweireld, bright green boots on, out to the right-hand side, and Torgan Hazard plays it back to Alderweireld again. Square to Vermaelen in the centre circle. This Italy side is so hard to break down. Belgium have done it once tonight from the penalty spot, but remember, for Italy, just 2 goals conceded in 13 matches, including this one. Mancini, hands on hips on the near side touchline. Alderweireld looks up from halfway, beneath the floodlights. Crossfield ball out to Doku. Doku, it just bounces straight over his head and out of play.
Caught in two minds there, Doku, whether to go and try and meet the ball on the full or wait for it on the bounce. He bounced over his head. He's actually playing left wing back now. It's a really attacking team that Belgium have got on the pitch. It looks like Witsel and Dennis Pratt are just going to try and sit in the midfield and just allow everybody else to try and go forward.
Spain already through to the semi-finals. Lukaku looking to reach a long ball, headed away by Leonardo Bonucci. Brian Cristante nudges it left to Emerson. First touch for both subs who've just come on. Berardi also onto the field, remember, for Italy. Looks like Chiesa's going to play out on the left-hand side for a bit now. And Italy have got such strength in depth. So too of Belgium.
Yeah, and actually most players have played or featured in this tournament. I think Belgium 24 out of the 26-man squad have featured, and Italy it's 25. It's 3 goalkeepers that haven't played a minute.
Here is Hazard, deep inside opposition territory, plays it back to Mertens. Mertens tries a 1-2 with De Bruyne. Emerson, he struggled to get it away, but as Mertens made the challenge, Emerson nudged the ball away from him. Emerson was fouled. Italy have a free kick inside their own penalty area. Belgium, you can't say they haven't had chances. Lukaku's effort from virtually on the goal line, blocked by Spinazzola, Di Lorenzo rather, but they haven't managed to find that equaliser.
No, and you'd say that probably in the last 10 minutes there's going to be another chance as well. Although on the whole, I think Italy deserve to be in front. I think it's been a really good all-round performance from them. They've dominated the ball. They've had more shots on Belgium's goal than Belgium have had on theirs. But, as I said before, Belgium are full of quality players and can still create from nothing. So you wouldn't rule them coming back into this one.
Italy heading for 13 straight wins. Emerson in possession just shy of the halfway line. 2-1 to Italy. Headed by Torgan Hazard in the right wing-back position now. Mertens just in front of him, clips the ball cleverly high towards Lukaku. Great flick down the right-hand side for Witsel. Now then, De Bruyne in the middle. Witsel in the right wing position, tries a cross. He took too long. Blocks at the near post by Bonucci, who's been everywhere tonight. Such a commanding display from Bonucci, just like Chiellini alongside him. They're almost mirror images of the two, the centre-halves. They've played together for so long. Belgium will come again. Alderweireld, midway inside the Italy half. He's got Dennis Pratt square, the Leicester City man. Pratt onto Vertonghen. Vertonghen rolls it back towards the right of centre, and Alderweireld. Everybody camped inside the Italy half now. Italy with everybody in white, back behind the ball. Doku darting down the left-hand side, then jinking in field. Great run that by Doku. He's up to the edge of the D. Doku shoots, it screams just over the top. That would have been a quite sensational goal from the 19-year-old on just his second appearance for Belgium at a major tournament. An absolutely mesmeric run, but the effort flashes over the top.
Oh, what a run. What a goal that would have been as well. Invited to come inside because Italy had shown to him, come on, you're coming into bodies. But he shaped to shoot about 4 times and kept going and kept going and kept going, eventually pulling the trigger. Couldn't keep it down, but that would have been spectacular.
He's certainly grown into the game.
He has. First half an hour, hardly had a kick. Then he won that penalty just before half-time. His confidence grew, and you can see in the second half he's been much better.
6 minutes of normal time left. Free kick won by Emerson on the halfway line for Italy. Live from Rome tomorrow night. England against Ukraine from the Stadio Olimpico in the quarter-final. I'm nervous already. Headed by Witsel on halfway for Belgium. He was caught actually by the rather clumsy challenge of Brian Cristante. Free kick to Belgium. Referee not going to produce a yellow card. And it's getting to that stage of the match and that stage of the tournament really where it's now or never for Belgium. This talented team ranked as the number 1 side in the world. They show so much quality, but they have never won a major tournament. Witsel spraying the ball out to the left. It's with Doku again. Great control. Immediately looks to dart down the left. Berardi and Di Lorenzo double up on him. It's a Belgium throw midway inside Italy territory.
Well, his pace is always a threat, and he's got that ability to go both ways as well. When you show him inside, he came in and got his shot away. You show him the line, he's got the pace to get away from you. Difficult to defend against.
Ball is out to the right-hand side with Hazard. Torgan Hazard. No Eden in the squad tonight. Vermaelen on the halfway line. We're into the 86th minute now. Witsel wearing number 6. He's got support on the right-hand side again with Hazard. Goes infield to De Bruyne. Italy so often resolute defensively. They have to be again here. Hazard out on the right-hand side. Jinks onto his left foot. Tries to play a reverse ball to set up Mertens. Mertens hooks it high into the penalty area. Hit it away by Di Lorenzo. Little flick by Berardi, and Italy get it away from danger, at least for now. But Belgium have won it back. Witsel nudges it to the left and Doku. Corner of the penalty area. Great turn by Doku. Still his feet are so quick. This time Jorginho steps in front of him to win it back superbly. So calm and composed Jorginho, as was Berardi, turning away to win a free kick.
Yeah, just one too many that time from Doku. Desperately trying to find a bit of magic to get Belgium back into it, but just needed to get his head up and try and find a teammate. It's been a massive blow, hasn't it, losing Eden Hazard, such a key player for Belgium. In fact, Mancini before the game was saying, he'd rather Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne play. Well, De Bruyne has done, Hazard hasn't. I don't believe him. I don't believe him that he would wanted Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne to play against his side.
Such fine margins at major tournaments. Just seen a shot of Verratti now on the substitutes bench, praying, Matt. Praying. Well, Italy have still got 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time to see out. Here's Chiesa. Third goal would certainly do that. 2-1 to Italy against Belgium on TalkSport. Chiesa has conceded a throw, which Torgan Hazard will take for Belgium in their right wing back position. Now Alderweireld rolls it back to Thibaut Courtois. Two heavyweights in action tonight in the quarter-finals. The game has been absolutely enthralling, and it's not done yet, but Italy lead by the odd goal in 3. Witsel, midway inside his own half, square to De Bruyne. Roberto Mancini urging his Italy players to press high, kicking every ball. Alderweireld almost feels like it could be the final. Thumps it forward up towards Lukaku. Lukaku half brings it down. Taken up by Pratt. Smuggled away by Berardi for Italy over the halfway line. We can see the pattern of play now from Ryder midfielder Matt Holland. Belgium going to have the ball. Italy going to sit deep and say, can you break us down?
That's exactly it. Allowing Belgium to have easy possession at the back.
Long from Alderweireld. Lukaku chests it down brilliantly with his back to goal. Lays it back to Doku. Doku square to Kevin De Bruyne. Can he make some space? He can't. Jorginho with a great interception. Italy with a wall of players in white shirts between Belgium and the goal. 2 minutes to go. Belgium 1, Italy 2 on TalkSport. It's on a knife edge, this one. Hazard, midway inside opposition territory, back towards the halfway line. Witsel challenged by Belotti, but Belgium have kept possession. Referee plays the advantage. Vermaelen clips it out to the near side. Doku controls. Lukaku waiting in the middle. Doku plays it back to Kevin De Bruyne. De Bruyne looks up, whips in the ball, headed away by Chiellini. Comes back to De Bruyne. He was fouled. Free kick to Belgium, just over 25 yards from goal.
Well, Italy complaining, they feel as though there should have been a free kick on the halfway line against Belotti, who's actually still down. Collision between himself and Witsel. And De Bruyne picked that ball up on the left-hand side, tried to deliver a ball into the box. Guess who cleared it? Yeah, Chiellini. He put his head on it again, as he has been throughout this game, outstanding. But Belgium have a free kick 25 yards out, and this is a chance for them.
We saw those pictures on social media earlier from our TalkSport reporter Alex Crook of the Italy fans in the fan zone in the middle of Rome. Well, mine will be nervous now. The free kick is a bit further away than we thought, isn't it, actually, Matt? It's probably, 20, maybe 30 yards out, left of centre?
I'm not sure that's where it was actually brought down.
I think it was closer to the area, wasn't it?
I think it was much closer.
Either way, Belgium have loaded the box with red shirts. Italy with everybody back. 30 seconds of normal time to go. Belgium 2-1 down. De Bruyne went for goal, actually. Well blocked by Berardi, but the referee is going to pull it back and yellow card Berardi, and the free kick is going to be taken again for Belgium here. Yellow card for Berardi.
And it has to be. Berardi's going to close it down. It wasn't like it was touched to Kevin De Bruyne. It was a dead ball. And by the time he makes the block, he's only about 4 or 5 yards away from him.
So the free kick presumably will be from near enough the same spot. Again, a shade left of centre, between 25 and 30 yards from goal. Plenty forward for Belgium. I think Italy want to try and make a change. Belgium 1, Italy 2, 5 minutes of added time in the quarter-final on TalkSport. Spain waiting in the semis. Have Italy got what it takes to hold out in these final few minutes? Have they got, as Fabio Cannavaro said, that ability to play through the tension? Rafael Toloi, a defender coming on for Italy. Federico Chiesa, an attacker going off. And Toloi will add some more height to that Italy back line. But these are very nervy moments for Roberto Mancini. It only takes one chance for Belgium, who are looking to force extra time. We're into the first minute of 5 added. Flicked in by De Bruyne. Goalkeeper's dropped it. The free kick is given. The free kick is given. Donnarumma's gone down. He was crashed into by Witsel, and the referee Slavko Vincic gives Italy the free kick.
Well, when De Bruyne first took that free kick, he went for goal. That's when Berardi went to close him down. This time it's different. He tries to float it into the box, and he's asking someone to go and attack it. Witsel does, but Donnarumma's come off his line again superbly. He does get a little nudge in the ribs, and he's still down. He's going to try and take as much time out of this game as possible. Into 5 minutes of added time. There's going to be a bit more than that as well, because we've seen a substitution, we've seen an injury again now.
We had 90 seconds of that added time. Donnarumma still sitting down in his own penalty area. I actually don't think there was that much contact, and goalkeepers get such a lot of protection, as we know, but you can hear the whistles from the Belgian fans who are at the opposite end of the field to where Donnarumma is. Belgium trailing by 2-1, and their tournament is potentially 3 minutes away from coming to an end. Donnarumma being treated again by the Italy physio. It's been such a magnificent match, Matt Holland, and we knew it would take something special to separate these two sides. They've gone for it hell for leather, and Italy now just need to see out these remaining minutes.
Yeah, we've seen some magic in this game, some terrific goals. Barella and Insigne scored 2 absolutely spectacular goals. Belgium got a lifeline right on the half-time with the penalty. And the second half, I think Italy have managed the game really well.
08717 22 33 44 for the Euro Sports Bar once we're done here. Donnarumma takes the free kick, belts the ball long. We've had just under 3 of the 5 added minutes on TalkSport. Italy 2-1 in front. Belgium desperately seeking an equaliser. We've got 2 minutes at least of stoppage time to go. There's a foul on Di Lorenzo on the halfway line. Italy have themselves a free kick.
Just getting a bit niggly, bit of tension between the two sets of players. Barella getting involved, Vertonghen getting involved. Not happy with some of the decisions that the referee is making.
Well, the Italians are certainly taking their time over these free kicks. Di Lorenzo's being helped up to his feet by Cristante. There is a little bit of gamesmanship going on here, I think. And the referee, Slavko Vincic, will, I'm sure, add on at least a minute or two.
Can you blame them? They're 90 seconds away from a Euro semi-final.
And a date at Wembley with Spain next Tuesday, live on TalkSport. Less than 90 seconds of stoppage time to go now. This is desperate here for Belgium, this much lauded golden generation. Well, they're about to go out of another major tournament. Forward by Alderweireld, too long for Lukaku, easily taken by Donnarumma. Italy fans in the stands, on their feet, cheering it like they've scored a goal.
They know they're close. They know they are moments away from that semi-final.
Roberto Martinez looks nervously, looks at his watch. Donnarumma has held on to the ball for a long time. He thwacks it high into the Munich sky. 40 seconds of stoppage time to go. Headed away by Jan Vertonghen for Belgium. The ball knocked down the right-hand side towards Berardi for Italy. He's deep inside opposition territory, and he's surely going to head for the corner flag. There's only 30 seconds of stoppage time left. Belgium 1, Italy 2. The ball is won back by Vertonghen, who wins a free kick deep inside his own half, and Belgium have got to get it forward. This is last chance saloon.
And quickly. The ball's in exactly the position that Italy want it.
Long from Thibaut Courtois, high up into the air. Chiellini there, of course. Gladiatorial performance from the Italy captain. Headed by Vertonghen. We've had the 5 minutes of added time. Italy in front by the odd goal in 3. All eyes now on the referee from Slovenia, but there might just be a few seconds to go. Eden Hazard watching on, a glum look on his face. Belgium are about to go out of a major tournament at the quarter-final stage of the Euros again, unless they can do something here. Chiellini with yet another towering header, forward by Dennis Pratt, headed away by Jorginho. The ball is deep inside the Italy half. Chiellini thumps it clear ferociously. Berardi will chase it. Vermaelen gets there first. It's a throw to Belgium just shy of halfway. We've had 5 minutes and 40 seconds of stoppage time on TalkSport, and Italy is surely nearly there. Boos and whistles from those Italy supporters, baying desperately for the final whistle. This Italy side heading for 32 matches unbeaten, heading for 13 straight wins, heading for the semi-finals of Euro 2020. Witsler's got it for Belgium, midway inside opposition territory, clips it high towards Doku. This is the last chance surely for the Belgians. Doku, infield he goes, onto his right foot, plays it square. Alderweireld on the edge of the box, on the overlap is Torgan Hazard, he clips it across. Chiellini's diving header away. Belgium have a corner.
And this is the last chance, surely. Time against them.
The Italy subs are ready to run on in celebration. Thibaut Courtois in yellow is forward for Belgium. They're 2-1 down. Quarter into the near post. Up into the air from Vermaelen. It's gone behind. The referee says goal kick, and surely that will just about be that. Donnarumma celebrating like the match is nearly over. The Italy fans celebrating like the match is nearly over. But there are only seconds to go now. Seconds between Italy and the semi-finals of the European Championships. They're waving their flags high up into the air. They're waving their scarves. Donnarumma will launch this clearance high into the air, and the final whistle goes, and Italy are through to the semi-finals of Euro 2020. They have a date at Wembley with Spain next Tuesday, the 6th of July. It's 32 matches unbeaten for Italy. It's 13 straight wins, and Roberto Mancini's side poised to end more than 50 years of hurt at the European Championships. It's heartbreak for Belgium again. Once more the golden generation has fallen short. There are tears in the eyes of some of the players wearing the red shirts, but delight and joy for Italy once again. A remarkable quarter-final in Munich. Barella and Insigne put Italy 2-0 up. Lukaku pulled one back from the penalty spot, but Italy, typically, valiantly, like the gladiators they are, they hold on in Munich, and they have won this quarter-final. They are through to the semis to face Spain. It has finished on TalkSport. Belgium 1, Italy 2.